Yep.
Yeah.
That's why you had to look through the NASA-approved glasses so that you would help maintain the illusion that everything is round.
The illusion.
I believe in Minecraft theory, everything is actually one giant cube.
I saw that movie. It's like where all these strangers all get trapped in the cube and then die one by one.
Yep.
Sweet
nasty,
lasers.
horrible, beautiful ways.
Yeah.
No, that
Cube
was
2.
the Blair Witch Project.
Cube 2
Oh, you're
had
right.
one hell
That's
of
what
an
I was
opening
thinking of.
scene.
Sorry.
I get my shows confused.
I do too. My
stories.
programs.
My stories.
My stories. All right. So we're just about ready. Oh.
No, it was Zero that had the really gruesome opening scene, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I hate snakes.
Is that the acid?
Yeah, where the guy thinks it's water, so he drinks it, and then he starts melting from the inside because it was actually acid. And you just see him liquefy out through the bottom of his pants.
Oh, gross. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. Let's get rolling here. We have a lot to cover.
That was really hot.
Here we go. Welcome to episode 36 of the Lovecraft Tapes podcast. I am Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore, and we're going to play the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu horror role-playing game from Chaosium based upon the fictional works of H.P. Lovecraft. Your investigators of the unknown are Matt as Dan Williams.
How many of these guns do I have to keep taking before I can just politely refuse? It's getting kind of creepy.
Gabe is Roy Arroyo.
I really just want this to end so I can watch my favorite movie of all time, Hellraiser 7, Deader.
Oh, you got me with that one. All right. And Brian as Jack Whiteside.
Yeah, the only thing I can't stand is they never deliver the best line of the movies, which is Jesus wept.
That's true. They never actually
Jesus
repeated that
swept.
line.
With the broom.
It's a commercial for Swiffer.
Swept.
Soak
With
it
a
up.
Swiffer by
all
yours
that
today.
blood. All right. Well, how's everybody doing today? What are we eating and drinking?
Water.
Yeah.
You're eating water? You mean
Yeah,
ice.
it's powdered
You mean
water. I
ice.
just have to add water to it.
Disgusting.
Oh,
I'm eating the souls of my enemies.
Oh, that's good.
that's
Just
a
like Hellraiser
wholesome
7.
family meal.
I am drinking Stone IPA.
Ooh, nice.
They're getting stoned.
Nice. and
Sponsor a
standard.
Stone IPA.
Lovely. I'm drinking La Croix, coconut flavored.
Sponsor us,
Sparkling
LaCroix.
water. La Croix.
Cracks?
It's pronounced LaCroix. Get it right.
La Croix.
I think you mean the Crocs.
And I'm eating a Dove dark chocolate.
Ooh. Unwrap
Sponsor
it
us,
first.
Dark chocolate.
Nope.
Unwrap it slowly into your microphone.
I will.
Slowly and sensually unwrap that chocolate.
All right. Well, before we begin, let's get some housekeeping done. We're going to look at some letters from beyond. Yeah,
I'm
baby.
feeling the letter P for some reason.
Yeah, well, you should have went
Maybe I should've
beforehand.
gone
I
to the
told you to go before we left.
But I didn't have to go then.
All right. The first one is a note from Twitter, on Twitter, from a user called @RogiusRogue. And he says, 30 episodes of Lovecraft Tapes. Favorite one so far is when Chuck and Sam go to the cult meeting and Chuck is forced to make small talk. That is a classic.
That is a
Roll for
classic.
small talk. He did.
He
hate
got
that.
mad.
Yeah, he got a little angry. Wonder why he's not on anymore. All right. Anyways.
More
Probably
small
killed
talk.
his small talk rolls.
Wait, you guys kick angry people off the podcast?
No,
Something to keep in mind.
Yes.
absolutely not.
No, that's not what happened. We love George.
Yep.
All right. And on Reddit, Unknown Fet 715 says, episode 30. Hey, I know the guys you have trouble. Anyway. Hey, I know the guys gave you trouble for it, but your nuttier than a bag of dicks joke was pretty fucking funny. All right. So I'm glad someone appreciates my flubs. And lastly, on Facebook, Darren Maroney says, I only discovered your podcast 2 weeks ago, and in that time I've binged on nearly all the episodes. I really liked how you played with the timeline and how the characters fitted into it. One question I had regarding the scenarios, are they original or modified from published material? The sponsor ads are great, and I love how they tie in with the scenarios. So to answer that question, and I did actually answer it on Facebook as well, I do use mostly published or found publications, scenarios. There's a lot of material out there. Some of it is for previous versions of the game, but I'm able to convert those. There are some conversion rules in the back of the Keeper's rule book. So I'm able to do that. And for the most part, I take that and slightly modify if I need to, or greatly modify as we go along, because sometimes these guys do things that simply are off the rails. And so I'm forced to make up some stuff like the haunted elevator in the very first scenario, I think.
Yes.
That was completely off the cuff. So whatever works, and then try to tie it all in. So I hope that answers your question. All right. Well, before we begin, let's take a quick commercial break. And we're back.
We are?
We are.
That was it?
That was it.
Guys, don't react. Let him know how bad it was.
It is
I
an
thought the
audio
Fine
podcast.
Brothers trademarked react, and no one was allowed to do that anymore.
That's true.
That's true.
It was
No
nice.
reactions
It was
anywhere.
nice.
Life's sad.
Yeah. This is our last podcast. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Thanks for coming to the Lovecraft Tapes. Good night.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
All of them? Really?
All the fish.
Okay, like 65% of the fish.
Okay, that's more like it.
That wasn't as good of a title, though. Anyway. All right. And now we continue Chapter 5, Hell House.
Has no.
Previously on the Lovecraft Tapes. Special agent for the FBI, Jack Whiteside, recovers from seeing a strange, shadowy serpent approach him in the Angerstein house, although no one else can substantiate his experience. Roy also recovers from yet another broken nose, but not before the trio of investigators are met by Chief Daniel Weaver from the Leland Sheriff's Office. Sorry, let me start that one over. Roy also recovers from yet another broken nose, but not before the trio of investigators are met by Chief Daniel Weaver from the Leland Sheriff's Office, who offers to take them back to the station for a quick chat. Turns out, Chief Weaver is none too pleased with strangers poking around his town. Poke, poke. He warns them to either provide a search warrant or steer clear of bothering the local populace. Now that they have a vehicle, the temptation to learn more about the Angerstein house and the Leland Evangelical Church is too great. They arrange to bump into Dawn Ellers as she walks home from volunteering at the Angerstein house, a young girl who knew Kelly Landrum well. Reluctantly, she tells them about Kelly's problems. And now we continue episode 36. It is late afternoon, Saturday, October 21st. Only 3 days until Hell House opens to the public. All right, I'm going to warn you guys a little bit. I forgot to warn you previously, but you're going to get a couple curveballs here, so get ready. Matt, you're going to be first up.
Oh.
They're not curveballs if you warn us.
Well, you guys will get the benefit of not seeing it.
Left curve or right curve? It makes a difference in how I do this.
Well, it hangs left, but it curves right.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a sinker, man.
I was expecting more of a screwball.
I think
Dude, just go for the foul. You'll be fine.
What if I bunt? Can I bunt?
What if there's no chickens?
Only if you have cakes.
All right. Dan, Dawn's words ring in your ears. Kelly told me Satan was talking to her and she was fighting the impulse to start using again. You are immediately reminded of Charles Blaine's own addictions and his eventual descent into madness. Tell us about something you saw Charles Blaine do at the Contented Cow that has since made you question his innocence in all those murders. And keep in mind, this is something that we have not seen or performed. This is something only Dan knows, and suddenly the memory is resurfacing. So this is something brand new that you're going to make up on the spot. And it will have consequences.
Oh, gee, thanks. You know what? Get back to me in the morning. I'm going to let my people get on this right away. I promise we'll get it done as soon as possible. It's on the top of my list.
So just describe to us a scene at the Contented Cow, what you were doing, and what you saw Charles Blaine doing.
Oh, there was this one time before, in between Betsy's and everything going to shit. I went up to Charles's room to check on him to, maybe see if he wanted to go down to the bar, grab a drink together. And when I opened the door to his room, he was fumbling around in his bag for something. I couldn't tell quite what. And as soon as he saw me enter the room, he immediately, buttoned and zipped it up and threw it in the corner and did everything in his power to keep me away from that bag. He would, from actually attempting to get me to leave the room by saying we were going to go do something together, being all friendly, to physically dragging and pushing me out of the way. And I could never quite figure out what would be so important that he needed to hide it in that bag. I mean, I never got back around to checking it because everything went to shit once I almost got blown up 3 times. 3 times. But it just never sat right with me that for someone who was supposed to be on the mend, he still seemed slightly tilted, I guess is the word for it. He just always rang out, especially when we'd come back to him after being away, after him being on his own. We'd come back and he just seemed a little off. And as much as I know it's important to Sam to clear his name, and as much as I'm working for that, I'm starting to think that maybe he did have something to do with this whole thing.
Jack. All right. Jack, Dawn's words resonate in your heart. The day before she died, she said she'd do anything to stop the whispering. This brings to mind a particular time when you were young, playing in the backyard with your sister. Tell us about that experience.
I can't believe I can see her like she's still here. I'm playing with my sister right now. Come over here. Let me give you a hug. I don't understand this. Why can't I hold on to her? Where's she going? I chase after my sister. I'm trying to catch her, but she keeps getting further and further away. She's going into the swamp. I can't find her anywhere. I can't find her anywhere. I realize this isn't natural, what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing. I've got to get out of this little fog that I'm in. I snap out of it.
Roy.
Hey.
Even through your nap in the back seat, Dawn's words resound in your brain. I told her to talk to Pastor Weaver, but the next day she was dead. Your dreams are infiltrated with a memory of being an altar boy in your neighborhood parish, and something strange you witnessed the priest doing when no one else was around. Tell us the details of your dream.
Well, it was the 80s. That's wrong. Delete that. That's bad math. Is the 70s, and I was an altar boy at the local church, and I wasn't that big on being there, but it was important to my dad, and we didn't get along too well, so it was important to me. And I did like the whole Catholic thing. Just being involved kind of sucked. And I remember one day after a night mass on Easter's, walking into my pastor's
rectory
room, directory. Sorry,
Wrecked him, killed him.
Sorry.
And him bowing into a sort of star shape, but it had a circle around it, and I didn't know what it was at the time. But I remember that being the last we ever saw of Pastor Dave, and just no one ever talked about him from that point on. And no one ever, I mean, at least none of us kids ever saw him again.
Okay. So now we all have some decisions to make. Let's start with Dan.
I sacrifice Roy to the... Oh.
I shoot him.
So, Jack and Roy, would you consider Dan's tale to be positive or negative?
Ooh. I'm going to go with my first instinct, but I had a little bit of Samantha still left in me.
Right.
It would be negative.
Mm-hmm. And what'd you say, Gabe?
Negative.
Okay. So, how about Jack's tale? That seemed pretty negative to me. How about you guys?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Sad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And how about Roy's? Was that also negative, do you think?
That was happy fun times all the way through.
I think it was probably more neutral because he didn't understand.
It's got to be either positive or negative.
Positive or negative.
It's
I think because of the stutter alone.
Did it affect the character psychically bad?
Oh, got ya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he came to that realization of what he was doing with the pentagram. So yeah, I'd say it negative.
Okay, so on your very next roll, you must also roll a penalty dice. That's for each of you. And this is basically...
no, I loved the pentagram. It really made my character happy.
And this is essentially just due to the negative psychic energy that has been elicited by the words of Kelly Landrum, the dead girl, through the lips of Dawn Ellers, her friend.
I'm sorry I can't comply. Negative psychic energy is against my religion. You are oppressing me. Stop.
Just then, a flash of lightning illuminates the sky, seemingly from nowhere, except the sky. And an instantaneous thunder erupts, shaking the windows of the car.
Oh, God, not again.
Roy immediately...
It's the chief of police, run!
Springs awake from his dream, and Dawn looks even more distraught and quickly flees through nearby yards, presumably to her home. Moments later, rain begins hammering down on Leland.
Nice. Who's Leland?
He's the guy from Twin Peaks, you remember that?
Yeah.
Just one small cloud hanging over the sky, pouring rain down.
Exactly.
Oh, man, not
really,
again.
All right.
Well, should we continue on?
Nah.
Where's there to go from here? I mean, we can...
I believe
check out
Dan's
the
driving,
church.
right?
Yeah.
If we last left in the 1978
We want to head over to the
Oldsmobile?
church?
Yeah, I think we should. Could we see the map real quick, maybe?
Oh, yeah, let me just get that out of the glove box.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
I haven't been to this damn town. Leland's town. This ain't my fucking town, man.
This ain't my fucking town. There you go.
Thanks, Leland.
I had it memorized. I don't know why you needed it, loser.
And so you guys were, I believe, right over in this neck of the woods.
Ah. Okay. So the red is, I'm trying to get
Yep,
this
and that's where you
smaller
guys
so we
were
can
right
see.
there.
It's a screen door in. Okay, so we didn't get far at all.
Nope, you just went down the way, and,
Okay.
and you believe that she was walking back from, I think she was on her way home or towards the school at the time. But it is late afternoon, so probably home at this point.
Okay.
You want to do a drive-by past the haunted house? Not stop or anything, just do a drive-by.
I got the Uzis in the back.
All right, let's do this. Put on your masks.
And then I put on a Jack Whiteside mask.
I put on
Oh,
a
boy.
royal mask.
Oh, boy.
I put on a DM mask. Oh. What do you think? Should we drop by?
Yeah,
I saw something in that house, guys, and I'm really shaken to the core.
I mean, you guys aren't going to listen to me, so whatever.
Oh, we value your opinion, as long as you're nice about it.
I'm sorry. What did you say, Roy?
You
I
don't
wasn't
value my
listening to
opinion?
you.
What would you like to
let's
do,
go.
Roy? What would you like to do? I'm serious. What do you think?
That's fine. That's fine. I just think everybody's a bit worked up right now.
Yeah, I'm a bit worked up. If you saw what I saw, you'd be a bit worked up too.
And I think it'd be more wise to clear our heads for an hour or two and then go. But if you want to just rush into things like an angry lunatic with a lot of kids, then go ahead.
What time is it exactly right now? About 4:30?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Why don't we, since we're still close to the hotel, why don't we go get cleaned up a bit? Gives ourselves 2 hours. It'll be a little bit darker, hopefully, by then. We won't be as suspicious.
And spookier, too.
Because nothing says suspicious like a car slowly driving around at dusk with no
Well, you got to
on
make sure to turn your headlights off if you're going to be creepy.
I'll get
And
the
we
windows
can,
tinted, too. That'll add to the creep factor.
All right. Well, why don't we do that then? Let's head back to the motel.
I'm going to stop at the hardware store and grab some spray paint so the side of the car will say free candy on it.
Who's Candy?
Oh, she's a stripper friend of mine.
Why'd they lock her
in jail.
Everybody knows candy ain't free. She charges quite a bit. All right, so you basically turn around and head back in the pounding rain to the Screen Door Inn.
Rain needs to soften up a bit.
And disperse to your separate rooms for a couple hours. Is that right?
Yep. Boy, I wish they had a full door on this room. It's hard getting out of the shower and running to your clothes.
Walls, ceiling, everything is screen door.
Just all screen door. God, my bed is soaked.
It's heaven.
That's why I'm sleeping under the bed. I just put some books underneath the legs.
The stickers are in here.
And, okay, yep, so essentially the storm continues. It seems to be getting slightly worse, but certainly not contented cow worse.
I wasn't there.
I was.
Yeah, but you read about it.
Yeah, she read the folder.
Oh, yes.
Read the folder, yeah. So 6:30 arrives, and you guys are all spiffed up.
All right, let's put a
I got my
plan
good
together.
tuxedo on.
Roy, why don't you take the front seat?
Oh, now you want to give it to me. No, I want the back.
All right, sounds good.
Reverse
Wait a
psychology.
minute.
Front seat.
Okay, Gabe,
Hold
could you
on.
make a reverse
Wait a
psychology roll, please?
Shotgun.
All right, I'll get the shotgun out.
Well, first, I think we ought to... I don't know how cool you guys are feeling tonight, but if you're feeling like some lame-o losers, we might want to call that a babysitter that Mr. Big Cop Man Boss Hogg wants us to be with us.
Oh, fuck no. I'm not a
that's
6-year-old.
what
I
I
don't
like to
need
hear.
anyone following me around.
That's what I like to hear, Danny.
I say we go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Do either of you have a friend back at headquarters that can maybe send over some sort of, official looking ish paper? It doesn't have to be purely official, just enough to maybe fool the guy into letting us walk around without a chaperone.
Not written on toilet paper this
I got
time,
lots
Roy.
of friends.
Let
I got
my
lots
friends
of friends.
do
I'm
what
a
they
jack
want.
loser.
Why is it
So-
written in crayon on toilet paper?
I will interject.
Hey, you said sort of official.
Sort of. I will interject that both Jack and Roy would know that obviously Assistant Director Skinner is the person who would need to produce some sort of document.
Yep.
Nah, I'm going to call my friend Meeks. He's in the
Meek
paper
Mill?
room.
He's in the mail room. Fax me over something. All right.
Piece of paper that says, "We are spies, let us in."
Roy, you want me to give Skinner a call?
I think that you'll probably have a lot less to say to than I will. So
All right, you call him then.
go ahead. Okay. So I'll go over to the payphone, and I'll call up Skinner.
Ignoring your cell phone.
I don't need that.
All right. You go up to the payphone and you get a dial tone.
Please deposit
dang it.
$73.
Payphones don't work anymore. I forgot, so I'll use my cell phone.
All right. You punch in her number and almost immediately go to voicemail.
Oh, hey Skinner, what's up? So we're
Not
kind
much.
of
How are you?
gonna do.
Just kidding.
Oh,
It's the
the
voicemail.
beep just
Please
went
leave
off.
your name and number. Click.
Oh, okay. Thanks for that. Thanks for life and death stuff happening here. Thanks for wasting our time. But I'm gonna. When you get a shot, just fax us some fake official documents. Like we did when we killed Osama. So. I mean, I got to make some people think some things are true. You know a lot about that. So, you put me on this because I'm willing to go where other losers like Jack aren't. So just give me a call back or don't. That'd be better. Just fax me the stuff. Bye.
Okay.
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
All right. What next?
Then I say we just go.
We want to still run that drive by the haunted house, or do we want to head straight up to the church and see if we can't catch Pastor Wheeler? Or that, I think so.
Weaver.
I need to check last name. Hold on a second. I need to check names in the wiki.
Pastor, I think so.
We might be able to catch Pastor Weaver.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's probably the best bet.
Okay.
Shotgun.
Everyone hop in and we'll...
All right, I jump in the back seat
Okay.
with a shotgun.
With a shotgun. Mm-hmm.
That's fine. At least I'll die in the front seat.
There's no shells. I just keep going.
He just keeps making the noise from the back seat for no reason.
And just moving my hand up and down, even though I don't have a shotgun.
All right. So you guys drive from the hotel, or the Screen Door Inn, rather.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
On down the road, basically west, and go by a small little pond there on the right-hand side, and it basically goes down to crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
And you see there is another sort of pond just to the south of the crossroads.
Mm-hmm. We're going to summon the crossroads demon.
Yeah. It looks like it's maybe a good fishing hole. Down here in Texas, they got quite a bit of them.
Gross.
Holes, I mean.
It's not the only thing we're going to do in that hole.
I hear there's
Let's
lots
go
of holes
fishing,
in
guys.
Texas.
Yeah,
Right.
Screw this investigation. Let's just go
Let's
fishing.
go catfishing.
Yeah.
Going fishing. And Roy gets like a slight twinge when he looks at the water. He's like, boy, it looks like a breeding ground for a lot of frogs. Audio podcast, Roy. All right.
Do you think that there are frogs in there?
Zoinks!
Zoink jinkies. All right. So
I'll just cup my eye, so I don't look out the side window.
a barrier, the all-natural barrier of putting your cupped hand next to your eye so you don't see things.
My God, there's so many of them crossing the road. How do they hop so far?
Also works for boogeyman.
I'll close my eyes and throw firecrackers out the window.
Next time it's your butt. All right. So Dan takes a left onto the road and pulls up to the Leland Free Evangelical Church. It is a large wooden boxy building. Boxy lady.
Must be from IKEA.
It is painted completely white and has a very small bell tower.
Has some strange Swedish letters out front.
And it looks like the grounds are pretty well kept, but the grass is all yellow and patchy.
Damn Huskies. All right.
So we have a game plan here. Or are we just gonna like waltz in there and?
What
I
about
kicked on the door.
What about maybe one or two of us going in and the other one kind of surveilling around?
It's really nice of you to offer to stay behind.
I have no problem with that. You two got this?
Never.
So Roy, shall we head inside?
Walk this way. You and me, babe.
You should probably leave the upside down cross pentagram in the car this time. Last time they weren't too nice about that.
Hey.
What?
This is
What?
America. I can do anything I want for any reason,
Roy,
because the Bill of Rights says so.
Roy, this is Texas.
I plead the eighth.
Little bit different
Okay, if they
down
have a
here.
problem with me, I'll just shoot them and it will be legal.
There you go.
Come on, Roy. Let's see if we can't catch the pastor before he heads home for the night. Maybe he'll be a little more
faster
willing to
than-
talk to us. Although based on the
All right,
people
let's
we've
go.
met here so far, I'm not having a good feeling about this guy.
Well, I'm the only real Christian out of any of you, Mr. Divorce and Mr. Voodoo. So,
Technically, I was never married, so
That's true.
okay.
Nice
Okay.
assumption.
All right, shut up.
They
You
say
don't
I'm not
even know.
assuming.
You got here like a few weeks ago.
Come on, Roy. And we're going to head into the Leland Free Evangelical Church IKEA edition.
All right. So
Nothing's free.
Dan and Roy get out of the car into the pouring rain and make a mad dash for the front door of the church, while Jack remains in the back seat, listening to the pitter-patter of heavy rain.
Finally, some alone time.
Jacket.
I love rain.
Is it
So
chocolate
wet.
rain?
And
You're
moist.
listening to the super sounds of the 70s. Up next, here's a little bit.
Awesome. All right. So
We can't
Dan,
afford that. Stop it.
Dan reaches the door first and heads inside.
Firsties.
He can see that inside it's pretty modern looking, but very sparse. There are some wooden pews, but they look to be a little bit nicer than your old church wooden pews that you might ordinarily see creaking and groaning. These have been maybe paid a pretty penny for. Quite nice.
I think they got them at IKEA with the rest of the building.
At the very front, looks like it could hold maybe around 300 people, so it's a pretty nice size.
Pretty strong building if you can hold all 300 of them.
Yeah. Towards the front, there's a lectern, a simple wooden lectern, and a number of collapsible chairs for visiting speakers and musical performers up on the stage. The floor and the dais are carpeted in plush fuchsia. Although the carpet is bright and clean, it is worn in places. And the walls are all white with stained glass windows of bright abstract patterns.
So it's one of those postmodernist churches, I take it.
Yeah, not quite, but it's pretty standard. But maybe just like a little bit better. Although you can sort of see like bits of wear here and there is well hidden. How's that? And
All right, now
a
that
couple doors in the back there too that obviously lead to other portions of the building.
All right, now that we spent 15 minutes trying to figure out what everything in this room is, let's go see if we can find the pastor.
Oh, there's like no one in the immediate area we are
Nope.
in that we can.
It appears to be abandoned right now.
Let's just start yelling.
Ah!
And Dan, since you were the first one to go through the door, why don't you give me a luck roll with your penalty dice?
Roll for surprise.
Oh. Well, that would have gone well, but penalty dice. Here's my D10.
It probably still will go well.
Yeah, 32 with the penalty dice. I needed a 64. So my luck roll still works out.
Very nice. Okay. Thank you. Let me know what you're doing.
We're going to head towards the doors in the back.
Okay.
And I'm just going to I'm just going to walk through the door on the right side.
Okay.
And just kind of open it up and stick my head back and see if I can spot anyone.
The hell's in this room?
Room. All right, Roy, what are you doing while he's doing that? Are you just following, or are you checking out other things? What are you doing?
I'm checking out the opposite side of the church.
Nice.
And I'm also, at the same time,
Dancing.
yelling a lot, looking for pastors.
Is that where you're yelling? Looking for pastors.
I'm yelling out the Craigslist ad for pastors that I put out.
Chance encounters.
Married white male looking for pastors.
Men seeking men.
Agents seeking pastors.
Oh, little boy's not one.
Must be okay with 11 children.
Always okay.
Always
How
more
many
than
of them are
okay.
boys?
Sick. All right, so let's go ahead
I
and
didn't count.
start with Dan. Dan, since you rolled so lucky, you open up the right-hand side door and notice that it is a simple room, very simply decorated, with one wall dominated by a wooden cross. There are a couple bookshelves, and there's an antique wooden desk with a green leather cover. What the hell is that? Someone flushed a toilet?
No, sorry, I clinked my glass.
Oh, no, okay. It was like something flushing the toilet.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Okay.
I also heard that,
Yeah, it
but
was
I don't know what
really
that
strange.
was.
Anyways, so Dan, that's what you see.
Hello, is anybody here? Not okay. And I'm just gonna walk in.
All right.
And first thing I'm going to do is go see what kind of books are on that shelf.
Alrighty. Let me check that out for you. All right. So, okay, got it. So the books appear to be obviously religious and referential texts. They do appear to be not too old, not like antiques or anything like that. Pretty common stuff, what you might expect to find at a modern church.
Okay, so nothing like out of the ordinary, like how to sacrifice for ultimate power and pleasure.
Not really seeing anything like
My
that.
Life Volume 2.
My Life Volume 2.
Yeah. There is one that sort of catches your eye, but it's not on the bookshelves. It's there's one sitting on the desk.
Okay.
It's Sammy Hagar's autobiography.
Yep.
Who would want
my
to read
life.
that?
It's called
I'm
Moss
gonna-
Tequila.
I'm going to head over to the desk and check out the book that's sitting on top of it
It's
before
called
I...
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
No,
My
no,
Let's
first
do the
egg.
same story we just did, but with like a different character in Texas.
Dan, you're standing outside the study. No, we already did that
what
as
is
well.
this? Some sort of serial sitcom?
All right. So on the spine of it, you see the title clearly labeled "The Book of the Passover Angel."
I'm going to open to the first page and kind of skim over it to see if I can't figure out what this book is about.
It appears to be. Not the first thing you notice is that it is signed by Reverend John Balfour.
I'm going to take out my phone and snap a picture of both the cover of the book with the title and the page with the signature for later reference.
All right. And why don't you go ahead and give me some sort of roll as you scan the text? What would be a... No penalty on this one. You used up your penalty dice, so...
Oh. I'm trying to think, because there's not really...
Maybe library use?
It could be. I can give library. I only have 26 in there, but I'll give it a shot, I guess.
It's
Unless
not
you can find
library
something
use,
more
no.
appropriate.
Yeah.
It's spot
Is
hidden.
there a religion by any chance?
Not that I see.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if spot
Hey.
hidden technically applies here though. 'Cause,
No,
Hey
I'd
Matt, what's
say-
your highest ranking?
firearm or fighting brawl. I want to use my fighting.
It's that you gotta fight the book.
Fight the book to tell me what it knows.
Dan Williams.
Tell me what you know, you little shit. Just repeatedly punching the book.
Yeah, let me think. I'm taking a quick look at your character sheet just to see if there's anything weird that pops out at me. I wouldn't say that would be it. Not archaeology.
Oh, I got you.
Can
There
I
you
use
go.
my 50 points and jump,
Library use.
which just never come in handy whatsoever.
Yeah, you know what?
How are you guys missing that?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say, let's go ahead. I think language might be more appropriate.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
This is
Hey,
America.
I needed a 40 and I rolled a 23. That is a successful language roll.
All right, awesome. So
Heck.
it does delve into some very religious speak. There are some very sort of theological concepts that you're not quite grasping because you are definitely not of the religious bent. But you can very easily glean that this is not a run-of-the-mill Bible or even theological text in the same vein as like Catholicism, but it appears to be more heretical. So it is questioning some of the tenets of the Bible, and it just appears to be, there's nothing really evil about it or anything like that. You're not getting any like My Life vibes, but it is a text.
So you're telling me the photos that I took on my phone are not going to come to life.
Yeah, that was wishful thinking on your part, but no, it just appears to be like maybe a text that might run in certain cult circles.
Ooh.
How's that?
Okay.
Or that's
Okay.
what you glean from your
Okay. So I'm going to put the book back down where I found it and start tugging on drawers to see if any of them open and see what's inside.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
We're
and give
going
me
full on Snoop Dogg here.
Snoop Dogg, baby. Go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
Oh.
You didn't fail
I
by
needed-
much.
Spend your luck.
4.
Spend your
Okay.
luck.
I'm going to spend 4 points of luck and push that down to a 58 so that I win.
All
And that
right.
means I am now down to 60 luck
And
instead of 64.
remind me, does a tie win or does a beat win?
I think we agreed that a tie won, but we want to check the rules because I'm not sure. That's what I did. Is I did it down to a tie,
Yeah.
and we passed
that-
it.
Yeah, because I did re-listen to that episode, Brian, and you did spend enough to beat it, I think.
Oh, did I?
I
Okay.
believe so, but yeah, I think.
If you rolled a 58 and you needed a 58, that's a pass.
well, I guess that's
Right?
true.
Yeah. So as long as you go down to the 58, I think you're okay.
Okay, that's fine by me. Let's do that just so we move along at the very least. So go ahead and
We
spend.
can always like Cthulhu rules it in a later episode. if
Yeah,
we
there
have
we go.
to.
We'll say we screwed up and Dan should have died.
Oh.
Oh.
The door handle flies off, hits you
We'll go
square in the
back.
center. of
But
your skull,
ironically,
and-
he would have
We'll
already
go
been
back
dead at
and
that
record.
point. So,
Yeah.
Re-record everything.
all right. So, boom, boom, boom. Got it. So you spent your four points.
Yep.
Thank you. Yes, you do find amid a bunch of, there's a couple candy wrappers and, some rosary beads and things like that. Just what you would ordinarily find in anybody's. But you do find tucked up underneath, taped to the top side of the
Inner
drawer,
thigh.
Inner
Oh.
thigh. Is a pentagram? No. Oh, no, Thomas, we're not going to check anything for Roseanne Barr. Thank you. You do find a key.
And there isn't anything in the room that would obviously take. It's not like a safe or a lockbox or anything in plain sight that I could see that would.
There are find the thing.
Hey Dan, come over here. I found something that needs a key. Have you found one of those?
Tucked to the right-hand side of the... Actually, that would have been better. Yeah, I think. Tucked to the right side of the bookcase, you do see a small metal filing cabinet.
I'm going to attempt to unlock the filing cabinet with the key.
The key absolutely unlocks it. You hear a click, and the little button punches out.
Ooh, I'm going to open that filing cabinet now and quickly leaf through it and see what's inside.
All right.
That's
As you
faster.
do that, let's go back to Roy. Roy, you open up the door looking for a pastor, and you see essentially a hallway that leads further into the bowels of the church. And it looks like this is a spot where they may hang their frocks and whatnot prior to services. And as it goes back, you see that obviously there is some storage in the back before it turns right, and obviously towards the rear of the building.
Yeah, I'll keep going.
Okay. You turn the corner and you see that there is like a mop and a broom, and there's a shelf there with some standard equipment like toilet paper. Oh gosh, what else? Paper towels, toiletries, that sort of thing. Hammer, nails, things like that. Some construction material. And then there's a door at the very end.
I'll go and see if I can open that door.
It opens quite easily, and it's a bathroom. Dun, dun, dun.
Check to make
I'll
sure the toilet
use
paper
the
isn't one
bathroom.
ply.
It's a very nice bathroom. It's got a little renews it up in one corner to keep it nice and fresh smelling. It's jasmine.
That's what makes it a nice bathroom.
Jasmine scented. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Poopery on the back.
And they do use a better soap, so it's just some nice honey based. Looks like maybe essential oils of some sort being used as the soap.
Roy's contemplating taking 20 minutes here. Gonna have a constitutional.
I'll take a nap.
Roy and his naps.
I'll inspect the bathroom.
Okay. It's looks to be, for all intents and purposes, a normal bathroom. Pretty nice. I mean, it's,
Oh, then I'll use it.
All right, cool. All right, let's go back to Jack. Jack. The rain.
That storyline was just getting me to a bathroom.
That's all there was down there, buddy. Sorry. But you enjoy it for all you can.
I smell Roy in the bathroom from the...
That's right.
Why would you want to, you weirdo?
Jack, you listen to the pounding rain.
Yeah.
And a few minutes goes by. What are you doing during this time?
I am going to pull out my pocket watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to flip it open. And I'll rub the screen, the glass, the crystal.
And then Jack the Ripper comes back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
And I'm gonna shove it up his ass. Oh.
Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Oh. I close it up and I get out of
Here's a Bloody Mary.
I get out of the car. I'm going to start walking around the property.
Okay.
With the watch in my hand.
All right.
Looking for any type of cellar or basement or entrance.
Okay. Gotcha.
You looking to sell your pocket watch?
Mm-hmm.
I need a seller.
All right.
The eBay guy said to meet him here. I don't know.
So
Why are you looking for an entrance? You could have came in the front.
He likes to sneak. He's a sneaky Pete.
Good show.
Roll for Sneaky Petey.
Who's a sneaky Petey? All right, so you hop out of the Oldsmobile 78, shut the door with a nice, loud, solid thunk, and bend
falls
over to protect the pocket watch from the pounding rain.
Mm-hmm.
And squint through the dusk and make your way around the church grounds. The building's relatively large. There is a copse of trees off to the right.
Cops.
And-
Shit, we got to get out of here, guys.
Ditch the stuff. Ditch the stuff.
And so you make your way around, and it appears to be pretty solid. Doesn't look like there's maybe a basement or anything.
Okay.
The foundation looks pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
You're not quite sure if there is anything. It might have something to do with the nearby lake. Maybe they didn't want to build any kind of subcellar because the rains that pound in this neighborhood, or this neck of Texas, and the nearby lake might not be a good idea to have a basement around these parts.
I'm going to just scan the property the best I can real quick from where I'm standing to see if there's any outbuildings.
All right, so you've actually made your way around the entire structure.
Okay.
But go ahead and give me a spot hidden for seeing anything else.
I needed a 70 and I got a 52.
That is a success. And so as you're rounding the corner, we'll assume that you went around the right-hand side of the church and are sort of coming back around. You see a car approaching. And it's quite clearly from the sheriff's office.
Oh, man.
And it is basically starting to pull in right behind your Oldsmobile 78. Let's go back to Dan. Dan. So you're flipping through the papers, and why don't you give me an accounting?
I haven't fingered a Rolodex in a while, but I might be able to bring that one back.
Fingering was your strong suit, I must say. Well, the church records that you've happened upon are clearly books being kept. So why don't you give me an accounting roll?
I needed a 5 and I rolled a 45, so that's a failure.
Yeah, well, you can make heads nor tails, neither heads nor tails of these ledgers. You're going to need somebody who has a better sense for money. You clearly do not.
I'm going to close the cabinet, lock the door, and pocket the key. And then I'm going to turn around and head back out into the main area of the church and see if Roy is back from the other side yet.
All right. And just to clarify, did you put the folder back with the papers?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. All right. But you're keeping the key.
Yes, I'm keeping the key.
All right. All right. You head back out into the church proper. Roy, you finish up in the bathroom, feeling quite refreshed. And the jasmine is just, tingling your senses. And you wash up. The essential oils make your hands feel really nice. You feel quite clean, very refreshed.
I jacked it really hard.
It's all over the inside of the walls, on the ceiling. Don't know
That
how
bathroom was nice. It's not anymore.
Thomas, that's because Petunia was a CPA back before he retired. So, yep, that's absolutely true. All right. So, Roy, you leave the bathroom feeling quite nice. And as you open the door, you notice that the short hallway that led you here is now completely black. Whatever light source there was is off.
Pull out my
His
phone.
reaction?
What do you want from me? I'm old. I've seen a lot.
That's true.
Okay. I'll pull out my phone.
Mm-hmm.
and then I will shine the flashlight because technology's crazy.
Technology is awesome. So you activate the flashlight feature on your phone, and you notice that the darkness seems to swallow the light. It is not completely black, but whatever radiance you're used to seeing from the flashlight function is very short. You can only see about 5 feet in front of you.
Roy starts to slowly undo his buckle, pull his pants down. Swallows it, huh?
This isn't your average darkness. It's advanced darkness. I'll walk blindly, firing my gun into the darkness.
I expect nothing less. All
You
right.
hear Dan go, oh!
Okay, so I assume you advance down the hallway with your dim flashlight.
And gun drawn.
Gone drawn, okay. And so you shuffle along for what seems like way too long for what the hallway should be.
Man, this hallway got longer.
Well, it gets worse too because you no
Squishier too?
You no longer see the walls to either side of you.
Damn this non-Euclidean
Okay.
geometry.
Hold on. I'll backtrack. Back to the bathroom door.
You turn around and you don't see the bathroom door.
I'll jog in one direction. As
Man?
fast as I can.
Okay.
They broke up.
Oh,
All right, why don't you go ahead and give me a luck roll?
Oh boy, this'll be fun.
that's his highest skill, you know. Oh,
Oh! I needed a 25 and I got a 25.
Nice.
ties do count. We now have proof.
So moving at top speed with gun drawn and cell phone in the other hand, you race in one direction, and just as you're about to hit a closed door,
I break the sound barrier.
Dan opens it and breaks your fall.
Nose. Oh,
And the both of you tumble into the church.
And then the soft music starts in the slow motion for the going in for the kids.
Let's get it on.
Jack, you see
Yes.
the sheriff's car pull up behind the Oldsmobile
Mm-hmm.
and just sit there idling.
I'm still standing on the side of the building. I did not go all the way out.
That's correct.
I'm going to reach to the back up a couple steps and pound on the building or the window if there's one that I can reach.
Okay.
and the window shatters.
I cut myself and die.
All right. So you pound on the side of the building. The window would be up a little bit too high for you to reach.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
Stained glass windows. But you're also around the back of the building where essentially the office and would be. You don't know this, but the office and the storage area. But you pound on it, keeping your eyes peeled on the sheriff's car that's idling behind your car. And you hear a voice behind you say, "How may I help you, son?" And that's what we're going to call it.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
It's Peter Lorre from the south.
How I need some blueberry. Some blueberries would be good.
I prefer Count Chocula to Boo Berry myself.
Oh, we lost Brian.
Who doesn't?
No. What'd you think of Frankenberry? I'm never a really big fan of that one.
I kind of only like Count Chocula.
Ooh, what? No, Come on.
Blueberry is okay, but Count
Blueberry's
Chocula
better. Blueberry's the
No.
best.
But like, it's you're
no.
wrong.
No.
I think blueberry's okay, but like, why would you ever get it when there's Count Chocula only once a year?
Well, but it's still just chocolate. There's nothing.
Oh,
There's
cool.
nothing fancy about chocolate.
It's Count
Blueberry's just blueberry.
No,
We're ruining all our
it's not like
child
strawberry.
fans.
Like Frankenberry is the worst. I mean, come on, we can all live
Nobody
with that.
they're not even in the conversation.
Welcome to the Breakfast
What
Cereal
about
Tapes
Fruit Brute?
podcast.
Brian,
What?
are you there, Bree?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Your camera's
Yeah,
on.
my camera just took a crap.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't even have a light or anything
Gross.
on it.
Well,
so
don't
I think
unplug
it just
it.
failed.
All right. Well, it's not super important. All right. So, what are you guys thinking about where we're at?
Oh, I want something to happen to someone
We're
else. And I'm glad it
screwed.
did.
I wish Jack Whiteside would die.
Oh, come on now. He's
You're
your
a
buddy.
jerk, Roy. A real jerk.
Yeah, that Jack
Well, that's why you
Whiteside's
love me.
douche nozzle. It's always being nice and, would you want the front seat? And, hey, what's your idea? We can go take a nap.
Oh, really?
Okay,
Because
I'll
you
go
stole it
take
from
a
me
nap.
every other time.
All right. Alarm just went off. Alrighty. So, good. So that's where we're at. So let's go ahead and launch into our recommendos for this week. And let's start with Gabe.
Got a two-pronger, so buckle up, buckaroos.
Oh, that's what she said.
Booyah.
I know. Okay, so some wrestling for all my fellow wrestling fans out there. Both of them. As of recording this last weekend, like Sunday was SummerSlam, and it was fine. It was okay. But the night before was NXT TakeOver Brooklyn the 3rd, and it was perhaps one of the best shows I've ever seen. And
Nice.
so the first part of this sort of two-part recommendo is the only place you can actually, let's just say TakeOver Brooklyn 3 is the first part. But the second part is the only way you can find that, save for pirating that match, is the WWE Network. It's $10 a month, and it's perhaps the best wrestling service ever made. It says $10 a month, and first and foremost, you get every month's pay-per-view, which if you go through your cable, it's $60 for those. And so you get those for $10. You get weekly NXT, which is better than the stuff they show on Raw or SmackDown. And the best part, in my opinion, is the video libraries that you get, because you get access to every pay-per-view of all time back, and then all of the companies that they own, WCW, ECW, etc. There is, I think, like hundreds of thousands of hours of content available, all just wrestling, and the best. And it's really good, and everyone should get it. And first month is free.
Do they wrestle snakes by any chance?
There has been some snakes in the ring. Jake the Snake Roberts.
I always thought they were dead.
No, Damien's alive.
Snake, I heard you was dead.
So that's my recommendos.
Thank you, Gabe. That's something I will never subscribe to, but thank you.
Look, you know what? Different people like different things.
I know.
Jeremy.
I actually appreciate that quite a lot. It's not for me, but that's cool. We need something for everybody. So let's go ahead and do Brian next.
Well, I'm having a problem with all my stuff here.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to do my recommendo. I don't know if my recording, what happened with it or anything, so we'll figure that out later.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine is on YouTube. I just discovered this. I don't know how long it's been going on, but you can live stream your favorite shows. They have right now, which I highly recommend if you haven't seen any of them, is the Rick and Morty live stream. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's Rick and Morty, all episodes. You can just watch them one right after another on YouTube. So go watch Rick and Morty live stream on YouTube.
No.
Do it.
No.
Right now.
No.
Right now. Right now.
No.
It's good.
Oh, okay. So tell us more about that. Is it YouTube Red or is it?
I don't know if it's YouTube Red. I have YouTube Red, but
is it legal?
I don't know how you'd tell.
I'm
Probably
looking
not.
right now, and I don't have YouTube Red, and I'm able to get it.
Right. So yeah, there it is. You can do South Park. You can do Family Guy. You can do. There's tons and tons and tons of them.
Is it a particular channel?
No. They're all dead. There's tons of different people doing it. Yep. You YouTube search it.
Yeah, it does. Google owns YouTube.
Rick and Morty full episodes.
And this is full episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you can do that pretty much with any show.
I see Rick and Morty full episode.
It'll say live.
From live. Okay, so live stream, right? Live now.
Mm-hmm.
So I see one from Atlantic, Illinois. Atlantic, Illinois is the only one I'm showing who is broadcasting that.
Okay, I see a couple. Let's see. Rick and Morty full episodes is what I searched.
Right. And
I've got Atlantic, Illinois. Oh, yeah, it is Atlantic, Illinois. Yep.
Yeah. And so who the hell is that?
Well, the last time I spoke to him,
Yeah. So
I don't know who it is.
Well, that's why I'm questioning. Is it actually the owner of the videos that's doing this? Is it only just some guy broadcasting it?
I have no idea.
Let's see about. Yeah, he's got nothing in his about. So that's my only thing is I don't want to, obviously.
You don't want to use YouTube?
No, I don't want to promote somebody who is using.
But how would you know
content.
if it's illegal content? It's on YouTube. Shouldn't YouTube pull that down if it's illegal content? We shouldn't have to regulate that, correct?
It doesn't work
As
like
being,
that. Doesn't work.
Oh, it
Yes,
does.
but have you ever noticed how when they broadcast these shows, they're like smaller in one of the corners and there's a weird border around them? It's to circumvent YouTube's auto copyright protection system.
Yeah, I have seen those. This does not have that. Either does.
Okay, Brian doesn't get a
Guy.
recommender this week.
I guess I don't. Sorry. It's okay. Mine didn't record, so we're good.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm just saying we should, try to vet these things a little bit. I know it's funny because I do listen to a bunch of horror podcasts. Obviously, you guys all know that by now, and occasionally they will recommend like, "Oh, I didn't get that on YouTube for free illegally," and
I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Because again,
everything I hear about YouTube, it's highly regulated and it's highly.
It is, but there's millions and billions, so they can only do it so far. So as soon as one gets swapped down, someone else puts another one up. People keep creating fake accounts, blah blah blah. So, and just like Matt just said, there's ways around that, but it's always a limited time. And so you can sort
Not
I did
that I
not
would
know
know
that.
anything about circumventing past copyright laws.
Yes, I know you didn't. But we here at the Lovecraft Tapes do not condone piracy.
Absolutely not. I learned something new. I thought YouTube was highly regulated and monitored.
And I'm not saying that this isn't legit. I don't know who this is. Atlantic, Illinois.
I don't know either.
It looks completely fake.
What if it was Mark Wahlberg? Would it matter who is putting it up?
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg does not own the franchise rights.
Right. If
so
it was the
Exactly. So how are they allowing it to happen?
Because they haven't caught on yet. When they do, it will
exactly
be taken down.
Yep.
It's just a matter of how long.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So then when they take it down, somebody else just puts it up under.
No, the same guy just goes and makes a new account and then starts over again.
That's true. That could happen, obviously.
Okay. Well, I did not know, so I apologize.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's not your fault. It's I was like, okay, I wanted more specific information to give to people to recommend. So if it was like this sweet new channel that nobody knew about,
I didn't know.
Awesome.
Honestly, I had no clue.
Because I figured YouTube Red might have something like that and be able.
Because
to
right now
license
there's
things,
two separate people broadcasting Family Guy and South Park has its own. There's tons of them on here.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
I had no clue.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. Well, let's move on to Matthew.
Yay! I get to give you another indie game to play.
And who is this courtesy of?
This week, courtesy of Thomas Douglas in our YouTube live stream chat right now.
Thanks, Thomas.
Hold number 19. And that means I'm going to tell you guys to check out a game called Armello. It's a really sweet 3D board game in the turn-based strategy genre. Takes place in the magical land of Armello, in which the king has become infected with a disease known as the rot. And it's up to you and 3 other people, or 3 other characters in this game, to compete to see who gets to take over the land of Armello. Whether that be by killing the king and taking it over, or by curing his disease and becoming his right hand for all the time. It's a really, really beautiful game. It is one of the only 3D board games that I've played that really feels like it takes advantage of what a digital format can do for a board game, where it doesn't overcomplicate things, but it adds just enough to where it is, really great animations, beautiful art style, and it still retains all the charm of a board game.
Very cool.
And even better, it's only $20 on Steam.
Nice.
Oh, shit. Nice.
Has not only single player with AI, but it also has online and local multiplayer, so you can play against your friends or totally random strangers.
Lovely. I prefer strangers.
I don't have friends.
All right. That actually reminds me, this isn't my recommendo, but over the weekend we got to play Munchkin Cthulhu, or Cthulhu Munchkin. And it was our first time playing it, so we just busted out the cards. And let's say the cards weren't properly shuffled. And maybe we had had a few beers. And so within about 10 minutes, pretty much everybody except for me was a cultist. And if you know the game, if you're a cultist, you get a bonus for every other cultist player. So you're able to fight bigger and bigger monsters just by virtue of having more cultists on the board, which really makes a lot of sense because it's Cthulhu and the cultists should actually win out. And it was a lot of fun, even though we didn't properly shuffle things. And it could have been different. Nobody, for instance, was an investigator. I was a professor who then later became a cultist because I got cursed. So it was a lot of fun, though. A pretty good game. But my actual recommendo for this week is a horror film.
Say what?
What?
But
I'm totally shocked and surprised.
It's a horror comedy. It's called Cooties. And it stars...
Gabe, I didn't know you had an autobiographical film.
I think I saw this.
Yeah, it stars Elijah Wood and Rainn Wilson and Jack McBrayer from 30 Rock. And it is...
Guy from Harry Potter?
No. It is produced by Spectravision, which is Elijah Wood's genre studio, of which he is the creative director. They've also done plenty of other spooky movies. I'm trying to think. What was the one they did? Maniac. I think he produced Maniac. He also produced Spectravision.
Hello?
Bri?
Yeah.
Your audio is going crazy.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I think we're good.
I don't hear it. Is that better?
It's better now, yeah.
Okay, I didn't do anything.
It sounded like a whole bunch of things fell, and then...
No, I'm not even doing anything.
And then a spaceship came down and vacuumed you up or something.
I'm going to Google Drive, is what I'm doing on my computer.
That's what it sounded like. Anyways, so they also produced... Spectravision also produced The Greasy Strangler.
Oh!
Yeah, so Elijah Wood has his toe in many genre films, which is awesome. And Cooties is a lot of fun. It's not maybe the best movie, but it has a cute charm to it. He plays a failed writer from New York who returns to his small hometown to live with his mother and substitute at a local school, elementary school.
I did see this.
Unfortunately, there's an outbreak of tainted chicken nuggets, and all of the kids essentially become zombies. And the teachers have to get together and essentially slaughter all the kids or escape. And it's a lot of fun. It doesn't go crazy over the board with the violence because it's little kids, but there is some sweet hits and that sort of thing. So it's quite funny. So I'd recommend Cooties. It's a cute film. Won't blow your mind or anything, but it is a lot of fun. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Lovecraft Tapes. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe on iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher, or anywhere you download your regular podcasts. If you like what you hear, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Meanwhile, you can find us at thelovecrafttapes.com with links to all our social media, including Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, and our non-existent wiki. Links to our recommendos can be found on our website. You can find me at... Oh, wait, let's try it again. You can find... I can see Matt's all ready to go. All right, you can find me on Twitter at Lovecraft Tapes.
And if anyone knows how to summon a certified public accountant via demonic ritual, please let me know on Twitter at TheRealWeirdKid.
And if you barely want to see any tweets, you can follow me at Lovecraft Gabe.
And if you want to see me retweet Gabe's tweets, you can follow me at Brian Podcasts.
All right. Well, until next time, roll for sanity.
No.
Do it.
No.
All right. That's going to do it. Stopping the stream. See you later, Tom.
Bye.
Please, we have to answer his question there. Have you listened to Horror from the Vault on YouTube? Excellent production, very Lovecraftian. Nope. But,
Nope. There's my
check it out.
Nope.
It actually, I've heard of this, but I'm going to copy and paste it so we can all benefit from that wisdom.
Cool.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that.
I like.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that into the wiki for you guys. Paste without formatting. I put it in theories.
That's not the correct section.
Recommendo from Thomas.
Okay.
Douglas.
Before we drop off here, can I get the name of the book that I found and who signed it? Because I totes forgot to put that in the wiki.
Yep, let me give me a second here. I need to stop the stream.